Alright, so hopefully I can... No resolution settings, apparently. Okay. Controller again. Oh no, arrow keys. No, after you. I insist. Excuse me, gentlemen. This is the estate of Professor Chet Chatters. Oh my god, this game is loud as fuck. Indeed. We've just arrived as well. The servant should be back out soon, milady. We'll see to letting you in. Don't wait out for us. I didn't expect to see this already. See what? This chit-chat. What are the words? You know, what those two fellows are engaging in right now? All I see is a bit of discourse. Wordplay is common enough at social gatherings, if not entirely expected. Yes, but have you never met Judge Boasting and Mr. McCall? Well, I'm familiar with them, but we've never been formally introduced. Why? Also, it occurs to me that I haven't done the right accents for these people yet. They continually attempt to get the last word on each other. It's a pain to listen to. It's as if whomever speaks last gets a big prize, or some such thing. That's exactly the point, young sir. Try not to play ignorant. This is a rather large estate. Only the best for Professor Chatters. Care to come inside? What of the other two? If we wait for them, we'll be out here all evening, freezing our smiles off. Come along. He shut the door on us. And after inviting us in, can you imagine the nerve? What did I say imagine there? That was... believe that. Oddly enough, I can. Hopefully the exceptional Professor Chatters will have a bit more manners. You've never met him either? I can't say that I have. But I couldn't refuse his invitation. This should be a fairly high-profile gathering, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be a great boost for my position at the Messinbo Corporation. It's due time we entertained our host, Mr. McCall. After you. Very graceful of you, Mr. Boasting, but I insist you lead the way. I couldn't possibly, Mr. McCall. Mr. Boasting, you simply must allow me the pleasure of letting you go first. This is so British. See what I mean? You are a bit ignorant, aren't you? I'm Witty Gorship. A pleasure to meet you. I'm Seymour Seymour, of Seymour House. A pleasure. What do you say we get inside before it gets much darker? Chapter 1. Hospitality. Or he who scoffs last, scoffs best. So, this is Summer House, the estate of Professor Chatters. Of course. Why state the obvious? Should it be obvious? I've never stepped foot in here before. Good point. You certainly haven't. I don't just let anyone into the property. You're a bit judgmental for a servant. Possibly. Professor Chatters has strict guidelines for who can and cannot attend his little get-togethers. There are multiples of dowdy figures vying to tumble through that front door. There. Sometimes his guests have class. Other times I must bite my tongue. Like now, for example. I don't suppose you worked along with an attitude like that. I'm a professional, Mr. Seymour. I've been here quite some time, and I never forget a frumpy face. I'll be sure to add you both to my mental catalogue of regular attendees. The others are up this way. Follow me. Are you ready? I suppose. This isn't exactly my forte. No, you don't mingle often? My mother handled most of these engagements. Learn key topics to unlock locked topics. She was the head of the Seymour house. I was a bit sheltered myself. Maybe you'll pick up on some of her skills. I can only hope. But maybe a glass of wine first. Is there a menu I can... Tonight promises to be interesting. Quite a few new faces. Myself included. Most certainly. You especially. And it's bothersome. I come to these parties for some real conversation. Discussions, arguments, gossip. Honestly, Miss... Gossip. Witty gossip. I know who you are, I'm being condescending. But, as I was saying, Miss... Gossip, was it? I don't think you have what it takes to hold your own here. You're serious? I am. Do you disagree? I most certainly do. Excellent. The hell? Move the conversation cursor forward to get in the last word. Oh. Higher levels have a greater starting advantage. Witty is 11 levels lower. Well, the other two options are grayed out, so... Okay, subtle. What? Well, it seems I've left you speechless. Be a good girl and bring me a glass of that 20-year Blanc. It's just delicious. Come now, show some class. Don't leave a thirsty woman awaiting her evening nip. You can pour a glass of wine fairly well, at least. I commend you. Classy slurp that is in no way obnoxious, certainly. Simply divine. As you're no doubt aware, there's a great power in the ability to get in the last word in a conversation. In that brief moment of speechlessness, you were susceptible to my persuasive persuasions. It's a positively overwhelming feeling. It certainly is. You don't sound enthusiastic enough, and it bores me to no end. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to go strike up a conversation elsewhere. Find the lock icon to progress the story. Okay. I'm a little surprised seeing you talk with Mrs. Prattle like that. You mean just now? What of it? It's just, I don't know, it's like watching a fight. I didn't expect you to take part in it. Oh, we've just met, Seymour. I don't know why you're already making expectations. Well, you're right, I guess. I guess I'm still a bit flustered. Like I said before, my mother usually handled these affairs. Looks like I have a lot to learn. Well... if I pick teach the basics, that's probably gonna lead to me learning the basics too. Common discourse can be summed up by saying that whomever gets the last word wins. To move the conversation forward in the direction you like, you need to carefully juggle 3 types of phrases. We'll be simple. Let's start with a disruptive phrase. Why didn't we do this before? Go subtle. The disruptive phrase garnered a small amount of power in the conversation. To really affect the discourse, we need tact. Now that we have some power, select a submissive phrase. But first we'll give the opposition their turn. So... The submissive phrase reduced power, but it gained tact. This tact is needed to be aggressive without losing face. We'll go ahead and say an aggressive phrase and watch the conversation truly start to move. Okay, common aggressive. Composure is important. If someone has damaged composure, they become more susceptible to aggressive phrases. Or, to be more clear, aggressive phrases move the conversation further if the listener has worse composure. Once the speaker chooses a phrase, they also commit to a tone. The chosen tone is shown as a shape below the person who used it. Balance phrase choices based on resources, immediate effects on the conversation, and tones to get the advantage. More information can be read at the save point. Okay. And go subtle. Oh, he's really losing his composure there. I'm at just frustrated. He's at blood boiling. Yeah. I'm at just frustrated. He's at blood boiling. Time for the crit. And critical hit. There we go. Gain experience after discourse. The XP is higher when winning than losing. Feel smarter? I suppose. Just trying to remember the phrase Civilitas Civilitatis. St. Lauren's motto? I never learned Latin. It's not Latin, it's complete gibberish to the finest degree, but everything has meaning. It works as a reminder that in the civilized world it isn't what you say that matters, but how you say it. Civilitas Civilitatis. Our nation hasn't stayed us wrong yet. I'll try to keep that in mind. Perhaps I'll start picking up on some of the finer points as I go along. And so I told the young lady that she could have my hat only if she put down the revolver. Brilliant tale, Mr. Boasting. I'm sure that impoverished child he saved will never forget those deeds. Oh, he'd better not. Servant, when are we going to meet the professor? At breakneck speed, I assure you. Professor Chatters needs to finish setting up the equipment before the grand display. New invention. And let's say you tell us what this new device of his is, eh? I've been sworn to secrecy, as I'm sure you'd expect, Judge Boasting, but your charm is noted. I encourage you all to mingle while we wait. The wine is out and corked. Enjoy it. Oh, it looks like we must wait a bit longer, Mr. McCall. It seems to be that way, Mr. Boasting. Care to grab a drink? I'd love to, Mr. McCall. After you. Oh god, not this again. This is a small party. I expected a more varied crowd, didn't you? I guess I never thought about it, but maybe more people will arrive. The night's young. Select a key topic and gossip with guests. Okay, options. Okay, so I can save. Okay, so it's an interesting little game. Like, it's kind of cool to have to see like just the dialogue itself being used that way. Like, I'm probably gonna be playing more of this, just because I want to see how they use some of these elements. Now, I want to see like what they do with this setup. So, thing is, I'm not sure streaming is gonna be a good way of doing it. Like, I'm not really sure if recording it's gonna work, because frankly, you know, it's locked in this. It's locked in a 4x3 window, and let me show you. Let me show you the size that I'm actually working with here. Okay. Yeah, it's this tiny. Like, my monitor is not even really that huge. It's just this game is really tiny. So, as for what more of this is gonna happen, I'm not really sure. But even if I just play it in my spare time, I would definitely be down for that. So, anyway. That's gonna be it for this one for now.